When you get to this conference verification screen, ready to submit, you'll notice there are two options for how you can be invoiced for your conference fees. On the left-hand side is if you want to be invoiced per training program, and the right-hand side is one big invoice for the entire school. I notice on the left here I've got two students in building trades and renovations, one in cosmetology and one unassigned. I'm not sure quite what that unassigned training program is. The easiest way to find that out is to run the preview estimate of fees. This is just an estimate of the fees, and it'll show you who's in what training programs and what their fees are going to be. When I click that preview estimate of fees button, I'll get a PDF report, and I can see here's my registrations. Arnold Anderson is in building trades, Fred Fenderson is in building trades, Emily Hines is in cosmetology, but Tracy Hines is not in any training program. So that's probably because she is Emily's mom and didn't register as a member, so she just didn't get put into a training program. I want to fix that before I submit, just because in this example I care about getting one invoice for every training program, and obviously if I have an unassigned training program that might be a problem. If I'm just invoicing one for the whole school, then who cares about that? But in this case I want to go fix that, so let's see how to do it. I'm going to go back and cancel this submission because I'm not quite ready to finish. I'm going to look for Tracy Hines. Here she is, Tracy Hines. And I'm going to edit her record, and notice at the top here she is not in any training program because she's a parent. She wasn't joined as a member. So I want to pick the cosmetology training program where her daughter is enrolled, save that, and go back to submit again. And now you'll notice I have 2 in building trades, 2 in cosmetology. If I preview the estimate of fees, I can see everybody is in a training program. But the other thing I notice is everybody has a hotel picked except Fred. Fred's got a state fee, but his fees are way less than everybody else. So as I'm kind of previewing my data, getting ready to make the actual invoice, I noticed that, and I want to make a change here to put Fred in the quad hotel room. So let me go back and fix that as well. I'm going to cancel again, find Fred Fenderson, edit his row, and down here towards the fees, the optional state fee items, that's where I need to pick. He wanted to be in the quad room. And save that. And now back up at the top, I can save again and submit. Now when I run the estimate of fees, I can see that everything looks about the way I would expect. In this case, I have hotels for everybody. Some people are going to this closing banquet. The state fees are there. Everything looks good. So I want to go ahead and submit this with the individual invoices, one for each training program. I'm going to pick both of them, just submit them both. If you're only the cosmetology teacher, maybe you only submit the cosmetology one and somebody else comes back and submits building trades. I do intend to pay that invoice. I can put in a PO number. Now notice at the bottom here, if you do need different PO numbers, one for each training program, you'll need to do these one at a time. So you'd put in a training program PO number for the building trades program, submit it, and then come back and put in another PO number for cosmetology. In this case, I'm just going to use the same PO number for both. There's my PO number. I am going to pay it, and then I click Submit Checked Training Programs. That should give me 2 invoices, one for each, and all those folks will be submitted. There they come. Perfect. So there's the invoice for the building trades. Another tab, I've got an invoice for cosmetology, and back on the first tab, I've got my notification that the invoice was successful with the submission was successful with 2 new invoices created. When I click return, I'm back on the main page, and all my registrations have been successfully submitted. If I want to see those invoices at some point, I'm going to go back and reprint them later on. We can use this Show Invoices button here, and that will open up a page that shows me there's those invoices, one I had from before the other day, and then there's the 2 that I just created. Clicking any one of those will pop it right back up.